Hello everyone, this is Tanya here from EDU and I welcome you all to another insightful episode today on the EDU podcast, where today we are discussing on a very important phase in every student's journey, the transition from schools to universities. Moving from a school to university is much more than simply changing classrooms. It's more like a transition towards greater independence, new responsibilities, different learning environments, and important career and life decisions. To help us understand the same, we have with us today Ms. Sunita Madan, the principal of Salwan School, based out of Ghaziabad. Ma'am, welcome to the program. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us, ma'am.
Thank you, Tanya. And I am also grateful to EduTV and Mr. Pranav for giving me this opportunity to connect with you and talk to your audience.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, your experience as an educationist give us a wonderful opportunity to understand that what students, parents, and schools do to make this transition smoother, more confident, and meaningful. So let's begin our conversation, explore as to how we can ensure that students don't just enter into a university. Because for a student, entering into university is like entering into a new world altogether for them.
Yes, yes.
So, ma'am, the transition from schools to university is one of the most important turning points for a young person's life. From your experience as a principal, ma'am, what are the biggest challenges students face during this transition? And how can schools better prepare them, ma'am?
So, Tanya, we have been seeing journey of the students from our own school who have entered into university, and we keep hearing about it from different mediums also, that students, they may be, heroes in their school, they are head boy, head girl, they are toppers. So they have built up a personality in those 12 years, when they started studying in a certain class, and then they are adored, and then there are some teachers who feel that this child is going to be very successful, and we keep injecting that into the mind of the child that yes, you are special and
Mm-hmm.
you're going to achieve great success.
Mm-hmm.
But suddenly what happens is that you move away from a structured environment, and in college there's a lot of independence. There's no one who is reminding you that no, you can't miss a class, you can't miss an exam. And suddenly you start feeling ki, okay, I have so much independence, why to study today, maybe I can study tomorrow. Or a teacher has recommended, professors have recommended books, but let me refer to these books later on. So students who are not morally strong, the ones who are not organized, and who do not understand that independence comes with a responsibility, they sometimes, they struggle a lot when they go into the college. We often see that students who have been toppers in the school and they prepared very well for, let's say, engineering entrance exam, and they get selected also. But once they get selected, we have seen, there have been news reports also that some students, they just give up and they say that I'm not able to cope up with the engineering. The problem is that we have not prepared them for collaboration. Maybe we have not prepared them for being resilient. I think they don't know what failure is like. And when they give their exams in IIT or in premium institutes and they see that, no, I am not the best, there are 100 others who are better than me, then sort of, they become demotivated. And it is unfortunate that some of them, end their lives also. So it is important that today's generation should be given the right kind of exposure about what real life is all about. It is not a protected environment. There are harsh realities. In fact, parents also these days, they have one or two children and they keep them in a very protected environment. And when it comes to going to the college where maybe air conditioning is not there, or they have to board some U specials, then these children are, really, they are in a problem and they are not able to cope up. So pressure to perform will be there in college, harsh environment will be there. You don't have counselors to fall back on that I'm not able to talk to this person. So it is important that, we prepare children for all these realities. And students should not be like, I feel they should not just be academically ready, but emotionally ready. socially confident, and capable of taking ownership of their actions. That is very
Absolutely, ma'am. You rightly said that. I mean, we would have one head boy and one head girl in one school, but then when they
yes.
entered into a university, it's like they're meeting many more head boys and head girls
Yes,
who are at the
yes,
same level altogether.
yes,
So
yes,
that's where I mean, that thing comes into their mind that yes, the failure is also there for me. I mean, there are more people as competent as I am.
yes, yes.
Ma'am, routing this to my next question, like you rightly said, that students do come back maybe after taking engineering, that they're not comfortable with that thing. And a lot of them are not able to cope up with that pressure altogether. They take their lives also. So, ma'am, we've seen that career choices, like you said, become a source of pressure for students altogether because
Yes.
parents have their own expectations that they want their students to fulfill. There are certain things that they hear from the society, their peer also, and everybody has got different expectations from the child. So, talking about the same, how can schools help students discover their own strength and make them take an informed decision, a career decision for themselves?
Tanya, I mean, in my career also, I've had a lot of challenge when the parents come and say that, see, I am a doctor and I don't want anything less than being a doctor for my child, or I am an engineer, or I am an established businessman and I want my child to, join my business. But this child is saying that, nay, I want to, go for some other kind of profession. So I decided that I should do a career counseling course myself. So from UCLA, I did a career counseling course. And then I realized that there are multiple opportunities available. So if you are a science student and you want to go into medicine or medical, I mean, you are interested in life saving and things like this, it becomes, first of all, important that self discovery should be there. I want to become a doctor because I want to serve the society, or I want to become a doctor because I want to do some medical research and transform the society that way, or is it that I have a natural knack, to diagnose things very properly and assist people. So first of all, we have to understand why we want to become a doctor, or why we want to become a journalist, or why we want to become an architect. So self discovery is very important. And in school now, what we've started doing is, from class ninth onward only, we start exposing them to different professions so that they get an idea that, okay, this is matching with my skill set or not. So one important thing is that the teachers should also be able to give a correct feedback to the child, whether you are having an analytical mind, or you have a logical mindset, or you can work hard. There are children who are very bright, but they are not consistent. They will not be able to work hard for a very long period of time. So they can give up. Like if they become a doctor, they will suddenly have a harsh shock, that why I'm working for 24 hours in a row, and, nobody is asking me that, okay, when are you going to rest? So self discovery, then feedback from the teachers, that is very important. And one very important member or a stakeholder is the parent. So many a times children have dreams of their own, but the parents feel that my child may not be that protected in that kind of career choice. So they sort of, discourage children from going in that direction. So it is very important that the career counselor in the school, the teacher, the child, and the heads can sit together and find out what will be the correct journey for the child. So exposure to different career choices. One more initiative that schools usually have these days, including our school, is we have weekly meetings with alumni or parents who are in certain professions. For example, if somebody is an architect, he will come and talk to children about what exactly being an architect means, or what kind of task they are given every day, what kind of challenges they have, how their working hours are like. And in fact, if the children, they're nowadays, they're going for internships to the office of a certain person, like if somebody wants to become a lawyer, and he actually goes into a lawyer's chamber and sees, how the things are functioning, he will get a better perspective. So internships and exposure to that profession, that also adds a new dimension to the career choices. So I think these are some of the very important.
You very rightly mentioned. I mean, these are some things which are actually important. We've seen a lot of students taking up a certain profession, even after doing their college. Like you said,
Yes.
spending a day with a lawyer in their chamber, or spending a day at the hospital and having a feel of the
Yes.
doctors, this thing is very, very important, because we've seen a lot of kids do come back to us also many a time saying that I chose this profession, but then I
Mm.
am not very comfortable being a part of this thing.
Yes.
I did it because my
Yes.
father wanted me to do it.
Yes.
So that's indeed very important.
Mm.
Ma'am, another thing that we've observed is that these days, even the universities or even the companies, the employers, are looking at students to have something good skills in them. It's beyond marks for them, beyond scores for
Yes.
them. So, what skills do you believe the students should start developing from grade maybe ninth or 10th onwards in order to succeed, and not just in the university but in their career also, ma'am?
Yes. So we realized, I mean, after seeing the career journey of some of our students, that they became a very good doctor, but somehow when they came to school, they were not even able to address children. So maybe the skills, public speaking skills are very important. Trying to connect socially with people, how to reach out to people. Many a times all of us are in some kind of challenge or some kind of difficulty, and we as adults, we know how to reach out to people and take their help, or we can ask for their suggestions. But somehow the young generation, they feel that they can ask whatever they want to ask from the AI companion and not from the real people, because actually the real people only will be able to give you the correct perspective.
Correct.
So if I'm developing a project, or if I'm working on a certain skill, or I'm becoming an entrepreneur, there's nothing wrong in reaching out to somebody who has already established a business, something like that, and going to them and talking to them what kind of challenges will be there, so that we are better prepared. So reaching out and collaborating with people, I think this is one skill which we need to instill in our, children. Second thing is being civilized is very important. Our civic literacy, which is somehow lacking. So if I build up a business, but I'm using plastic, which is non-sustainable, and I'm putting pressure on India's already, big waste management sector. So I should be very, very sensitive about it. I should know what kind of people I want to hire, how to identify the strengths and weaknesses of people. Building the right leadership skills is another very important thing, which is required. In fact, I remember, like, one of my friend, her father was a professor in IIT, and he said that some of our gold medalists, when they went to Google and other companies to apply and get a job, interestingly, some of the students who were just above average, they were able to land up the jobs because they were able to manage people better. Their peer interaction was better. But the one who was the gold medalist, he felt that as if he is way beyond everyone, and he just has to give orders. And these days, workspace does not work like this. Like, you have to collaborate, you have to take everyone's opinion into the perspective before taking any decision. So decision making is important. Critical thinking, I think this is one skill which is lacking, and with AI it is becoming very difficult for children to imagine and try to be very, very logical in taking decisions, because AI usually tries to agree with whatever we say. So critical thinking is very important. Resilience is very important. And I somehow feel that learning for life, this is the name which I've given to one course which we do for the middle school. So in this learning for life, we are doing, like, on Saturdays, we have skill Saturdays. So, like, this Saturday we are doing digital literacy. Everyone should know how to use digital platforms, like how to open a bank account, how to update your Aadhaar card, and things like this. So, digital literacy is important, cyber safety is important, then your communication skills are important. Even making basic food is important. Children who go to hostels, they don't know how to manage their clothes, how to wash clothes, how to iron. From primary, we are giving these skills: how to fold your clothes, how to
Wow.
manage your closet, how to cook basic things, so that they are able to survive in a hostel even if they do not have help. And especially the reaching out to people, that is very important. So collaboration, conversation, so all these skills, I think they are very important if we really want to be successful in life.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. I mean, the points that you have mentioned, and especially I appreciate the Learning for Life initiative that you're taking every Saturday
Yes.
for your students, primary onwards, which is indeed remarkable. Ma'am, coming to the last phase of the discussion today, if there is some tips, 5 tips that you would want to give to the grade 12 students, students who are in their grade 12 right now, what would those 5 tips be?
I think the first and the most important is self assessment. I should know what are my strengths and weaknesses, and accordingly, I should choose the journey that I want to take. It is not that when we were children, we only knew that, okay, we have done our 12th class, so now we have to go to DU and opt for a course which is related to the stream that we had. And we used to take admission in the college. And after college, we used to realize that, okay, now what profession I want to take. But nowadays, children, they are very focused. So they should understand what are their strengths and weaknesses and accordingly decide which journey they want to take up. So it is not necessary that we should pick up something which is cliche, like we have to do a graduation only. We can go into a vocational course, we can go into a skill course also. Second thing is, it is very, very important for us to sensitize our children about the future of this country. We are fortunate, India is fortunate that we are going to have the biggest young workforce in the times to come. We have surpassed China in this. So when the age is on our side, I think it is very important that we do a lot of skill building in our children. So entrepreneurial mindset. And the third thing is love for country. That is very important, because unless or until these children, they love their country, they will not be able to bring about, the dream which our prime minister also has of Viksit Bharat by 2047. So we have to prepare our children to be ready to take country to greater heights. That is very important. And the fourth skill I feel is negotiation. And taste of failure is very important, because you can't be successful each time you try. So in school, we should give opportunities for children to fail, so that they know what it is like, that if I fail and then I am resilient, I come up even with a greater, passion and greater effort. So that is also very important. And the last point is being adaptable. Whatever the situation may be, I should be able to adapt, and I should be full of new ideas. And I think it is also important to be honest. I feel honesty and truthfulness, if this is there in any child, he will be able to accomplish anything that he wants to. Because I think these are the two qualities which all the, people who are hiring the workforce, they look for. Because if a person is not having moral values, and he is not working in the right framework in an organization, then that person is immediately removed. So being honest and hardworking is very important. Being truthful is very important. I think that will definitely take our country to a wonderful, height. And I think this is the vision that we have in school. As a principal, this is our dream, that our children should be successful and they should do something for their country.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Indeed, wonderful tips that you've highlighted. We've covered almost everything together in one go in this. Ma'am, one last thing. If you would want to change one thing, the way our school system in India operates, what would that be?
I think experiential learning is the key, and we should have project based learning so that children learn in a safe and secure environment how it is like to work on a certain project, and then how to modify and how to brainstorm together. So, group based experiential learning is one thing which I feel will help us go a long way.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your inputs for the entire thing. I mean, the kind of inputs that you have given, talking about the self discovery is important, the learning for life that you do in your school. I think this is something a lot of schools would benefit after hearing our podcast today. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank you,
Sunita.
Tanya. It was great connecting with you.